Hello, friends. Welcome to the Juicebox Podcast. Happy holidays to everyone juggling carbs, cookies, and the chaos of this season.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I have diabetes. I got diagnosed at the end of January, the whole DKA drama, as one does sometimes. And I'm 26, so a little late in the game, one would think. However, we've learned so much differently now.
My Diabetes Pro Tip series is about cutting through the clutter of diabetes management to give you the straightforward, practical insights that truly make a difference. This series is all about mastering the fundamentals, whether it's the basics of insulin, dosing adjustments, or everyday management strategies that will empower you to take control. I'm joined by Jenny Smith, who is a diabetes educator with over 35 years of personal experience, and we break down complex concepts into simple, actionable tips. The Diabetes Pro Tip series runs between episode 1000 and 1025 in your podcast player, where you can listen to it at juiceboxpodcast.com by going up into the menu. Please don't forget that nothing you hear on the Juicebox Podcast should be considered advice, medical or otherwise. Always consult a physician before making any changes to your healthcare plan or becoming bold with insulin. Just in time for the holidays, Cozy Earth is back with a great offer for Juicebox Podcast listeners. That's right, Black Friday has come early at CozyEarth.com, and right now you can stack my code JUICEBOX on top of their site-wide sale, giving you up to 40% off in savings. These deals will not last, so start your holiday shopping today by going to CozyEarth.com and using the offer code JUICEBOX at checkout. Today's podcast is sponsored by US Med. usmed.com/juicebox. You can get your diabetes supplies from the same place that we do. And I'm talking about Dexcom, Libre, Omnipod, Tandem, and so much more. usmed.com/juicebox or call 888-721-1514. Today's episode is also sponsored by Omnipod 5. Omnipod 5 is a tube-free automated insulin delivery system that's been shown to significantly improve A1C and time in range for people with type 1 diabetes when they've switched from daily injections. Learn more and get started today at omnipod.com/juicebox. At my link, you can get a free starter kit right now. Terms and conditions apply. Eligibility may vary. Full terms and conditions can be found at omnipod.com/juicebox.
Hi, I'm Rachel.
Hey, Rachel, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent, thank you. I'm having a good day. What do we not know about you? What do we need to know? You got diabetes? You got a kid with diabetes? You're just here because you love me? What are we here for?
Oh, well, I would be here if I loved you, but I don't think you'd let me be on the podcast if that were the case. But no, I have diabetes. I got diagnosed at the end of January, the whole DKA drama, as one does sometimes.
Oh. Just 10 months ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was,
okay.
And I'm 26, so a little late in the game, one would think. However, we've learned so much differently now.
Yeah, you have a better understanding. What happened that you, I guess what led you, also, let me correct you for a second. If there's somebody out there listening who has no connection to diabetes and you're just listening to this podcast because you like it, you can 100% be on, if nothing else, just to tell me that, okay?
Interesting.
I would love to know why somebody would be listening if they have no connection to diabetes.
I'd be really curious too. Like if it weren't a doctor or something like that, just a random guy, I'd be really curious.
No connection. They're just out there like, I don't know. I love this podcast. I want to know why.
They're just, I'm really curious. That would be great. Somebody, if anybody is out there that way, please come on the podcast. I want to hear that.
Rachel, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I want to listen to that episode.
Yeah, of course you would. I'd make it lovely one way or the other. Here's what I need to know. How did you notice something was wrong? And I want to know if there's any other people in your life, your family connected to you that has autoimmune issues other than diabetes.
So, yeah, I kind of got a timeline for you. It's a really, I don't want to say typical misdiagnosed type 2 story, but it kind of is. Do you want me to just give you the timeline?
I would love it.
Okay, I have a little drama in my head about it, so I hope you don't mind. Do you mind a little drama?
Is it going to be a radio play? Do you need me to do the inserts?
Honestly,
I could jump in once in a while and go, it's about them that Rachel discovered.
100%. You need to hire a whole nother team for this. We need a musical production as well. Let's
see if we can do it as a one-woman show first. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So the timeline starts. Like I've like tracked this all in my head from each memory about how I got to this point in my life.
Okay.
Because it really baffled me for a while. So anyway, when I was, I don't know, 18 or something, I went to the doctor just for like a checkup and stuff. And the doctor's like, "Oh, you're a sugar monster, huh?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, because I had really bad sweet tooth." He said, "Just, eat dessert on the weekends or something." And I was like, "Okay." So that's like the very first memory that stands out. I was 18. This is like right before I got married. And he had told me that, and I just didn't think anything of it because I didn't know anything about diabetes.
Okay.
And
Well, Rachel, pause.
I had a sweet tooth.
I have questions already.
Questions come. Yes, come. Let the questions come. I'm ready.
What would have prompted that? Did you have a high A1C? Were you overweight? Was there something that got the doctor to say that?
After I got my blood test done with them, and he was reading the results, and that's what he said to me. He didn't tell me what my A1C was, but from that memory, I'm like, obviously he saw something in my blood, obviously, most likely my A1C, that my blood, it was elevated. Whether it was in range and elevated or not, I don't know. But for him not to be concerned and just to be like, eat sugar on the weekends, I'm assuming it was higher elevated in range or something at that point.
I see you're a sugar monster. Just eat sugar on the weekends.
Right. And I'm like, the negligence, bro. Come on. Like, I was 18. Okay. Probably maybe 17, 18, probably.
Yep.
And I was like maybe 110 pounds and young. And not to say like anybody with type 2, people can get type 2 at any weight, age, whatever, that happens. Okay. But that's unlikely at that age and that weight. And like, sir, hello.
And do you think because of your age and probably, hadn't been through a whole lot by then, that you just thought, oh, I do have a sweet tooth, and then just wrote it off and kept going?
100%, because like that's how people, like my person I babysat for, she's wonderful, but she always used to make fun of me and call me Cookie Monster because I really love sweets and stuff. But
listen, you're still babysitting. You need help. Was there a parent in the room with you when this happened?
When I was 18, I don't think so. No.
No. Okay. All right. Did you go home and tell anybody about this?
No, probably not.
I don't know why you would.
It's something I would have kept to myself because I never was proud of my sweet tooth. I always thought that was not something to be proud of, really. So I don't know why I would tell somebody that. I thought the doctor thought I was eating too much sugar.
My last question around this part, which by the way, this is fascinating. You've started with such a nice thing is, did you wonder about it moving forward or did you put it out of your head?
I had always kept it in mind, like that he said I should watch my sugar intake. So it's something like that I kept in mind just because I was always scared to become overweight and not be healthy and all that stuff. So when he said that, I was like, oh, that's kind of scary. So it's always been in my head. Not that I've been like a super dieter or had like any eating disorders, but as I think any young girl is going to have that in her mind, like what she eats and that fear, I think.
It's just such a strange thing. Was it a guy or a woman? The doctor.
It was a man.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here thinking, my wife and I have known each other 30 years. I have an amazing relationship with my daughter. And if I looked at either of them, it was like, somebody's a little sugar monster. I think they'd put a pillow over my head while I was sleeping. So that's a really strange way to try to get it through to somebody. So anyway, and without context, because they could have said, your A1C is elevated.
Right. Yeah. And there was none of that explanation. And I wish I had known the questions to ask, but when you're 18, the doctor tells you you're a sugar monster. You're not like, so what does that mean? Like, why are you telling me that? Exactly. What are you saying? So I didn't have the understanding to advocate for myself and be like, can you tell me a little bit more about why you think that?
I mean, you didn't do anything wrong. I mean, This is okay. All right. What happens to you're 18? Then what's your next touch point in the story?
Yeah. Okay. So then I get married and I get knocked up real quick because I love my husband. and it was like my birthday. And they called me, my midwife, and they're like, so you have gestational diabetes? And I was like, no, that's rude. No, thank you. And I continued to eat things and stuff. And then I go to my appointment and they're like, this is serious. You need to take this seriously. And I was like, oh gosh, okay. And so, I ended up getting, and I'm saying this in air quotes because we know that's not true. Gestational diabetes. I don't want to say traumatic. I think that's overused, but it was really, really mentally tolling because I could not eat a lick of ketchup without my blood sugar shooting up. I would eat meat and vegetables and my blood sugar would shoot up.
Right.
I could not eat anything without really every single day. It was so infuriating. And I was so just upset and like torn every day because I tried so hard. I exercised. I just literally ate meat and vegetables. And like I would wake up and my fasting numbers would be off and I would just start the day so bad. And I ended up, because I was at a birth center and my numbers had to be like perfect to be able to have a kid at a birth center. They ended up kicking me out, and which was really sad because I was like 19 and I didn't know anything. And I was like, this people that I'd been with my whole pregnancy had just kicked me out. And I was like, 36, 37 weeks. I don't know, 36, 35 weeks, something like that. And so I was like, oh, I guess I'll just
wait, hold on. So you're 19 and you're a
Yes.
birth center. You have to tell me what a birth center is.
Birth center is kind of in between having a home birth and a hospital.
Okay.
I like to go a lot more natural. So I had intended to have a home birth, but we were living with my in-laws at the time and they weren't comfortable. So I was going to go to a birth center instead. So it's kind of all set up like a house and it's very think like a cottage feel. So everything's very cozy and nice. Yeah, go ahead.
Tell me about the day at 19. Are you married at 19?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
hot dang. I'm married really good.
Okay.
Like we've been married for like 7 years. We've been together for like 8 years.
You're 19.
I love him so much.
I know you really do love that guy. I'm going to find out why
I
later.
love him.
Yeah.
He's amazing. Incredible.
You're 19, you're married, living with your in-laws, and you say, hey, can we set a baby pool up in here so I can give birth? And I just want to know what they said.
Well, listen, I'm not okay, maybe I shouldn't say this. You said, okay, never mind. Let's just say, yeah, they weren't comfortable with that because that's not how their culture is.
Okay.
And my culture, my mom has had, well, my family's blended, but we have 10 kids in total. So, and all of 4 of them, I think she's had at home. So,
wow. So it's just a thing
yeah.
that you grew up with. You wanted to keep doing it. It was different for them. They were like, no, thank you. You somehow found a cottage to give birth in. And
when you say like that, sounds really like fairy tale, like Disney.
I mean, you used the word.
I did.
And then this group says no to you because why? Do you become riskier because of this gestational? I'm making quotes now too. I used to hate ordering my daughter's diabetes supplies. I never had a good experience and it was frustrating. But it hasn't been that way for a while, actually for about 3 years now, because that's how long we've been using US Med. usmed.com/juicebox or call 888-721-1514. US Med is the #1 distributor for Freestyle Libre systems nationwide. They are the #1 specialty distributor for Omnipod DASH, the #1 fastest growing Tandem distributor nationwide, the #1 rated distributor in Dexcom customer satisfaction surveys. They have served over 1 million people with diabetes since 1996, and they always provide 90 days worth of supplies and fast and free shipping. US Med carries everything from insulin pumps and diabetes testing supplies to the latest CGMs like the Libre 3 and Dexcom G7. They accept Medicare nationwide and over 800 private insurers. Find out why US Med has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau at usmed.com/juicebox, or just call them at 888-721-1514. Get started right now, and you'll be getting your supplies the same way we do. Perhaps the best gift that you can give to yourself or to a loved one is that of comfort. And this holiday season, if you use the offer code JUICEBOX at checkout at CozyEarth.com, you won't just be getting something that's comfortable, you'll also be doing it at quite a discount. We can talk about that in just a moment. Right now, I want to tell you that I use Cozy Earth towels every day when I get out of the shower. I sleep on Cozy Earth sheets every night when I get into bed. I'm recording right now in a pair of Cozy Earth sweatpants. I love their joggers, their hoodies, their shirts. My wife has their pajamas. And I know you're thinking, oh yeah, Scott, well, because they sent you a bunch of it for free. They did send me some for free, but I've also bought a lot on my own. So like I said earlier, Black Friday has come early at Cozy Earth. And right now you can stack my code JUICEBOX on top of their site-wide sale, giving you up to 40% off in savings. These deals are definitely not going to last. Get your shopping done now or get yourself something terrific at CozyEarth.com. Do not forget to use that offer code JUICEBOX at checkout. You will not be sorry.
Yes. Yeah. Well, because if your blood sugar isn't, well, you've talked to Jenny. If your blood sugar isn't in range, then it's not safe to, there's risks. You can have a bigger baby,
coming, right.
all the things. Yeah. So for having that birth at a birth center, it's just not, their liability is at risk, all that. Yeah, whatever.
I got it. Keep going. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Yeah. So I ended up having the baby at the hospital. Everything's fine. She's healthy. She's super awesome. So I had like such a bad experience with the gestational that I just completely ignore everything. I think they did do that after you have a baby. If you have gestational, they'll do like a 3-month. I think it was an A1C check. They'll do an A1C check. They said it was fine at that point, and then I just completely ignored it because it was so not fun. And then I got pregnant again with my son. I totally expected to have the gestational, and this is funny. I remember like walking into the doctor's office, getting a blood test done, or bringing her my fasting, I think it was. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, you're sick." And I was like, "Yeah, I know." Isn't that great? I totally expected this. And I was like actually psychotic and she finally looked at me like I was crazy because I was just there so happy to be pregnant. And she's like, "You're sick." And I'm like, "Isn't it great?" But yeah. So anyway, that happens. And so I know exactly what to expect, exactly what I need to do. I put off treating it because basically you treat gestational like a type 2, exercise, eating well. So I kind of put it off because I swear when I was eating with my first one, it was just meat and veggies. It was so hard. I'm just not cool like that. Well, the people who do that, they're really cool, but it was really hard. Okay. When you're young, you like eating things. And I put it off for a while, but I found my midwife here and in Arizona because we used to live in Washington. So we live in Arizona now. And she was really great. She actually has type 2. And so she was willing to help me through the gestational. And she was like so wonderful. She taught me so much and helped me so much more than that other place had ever at all. It was really fantastic experience. So I actually got to do a home birth with him. And then of course, again, like I said, I was really, the whole experience being pregnant and having gestational supposedly was really difficult. And so I just like put off getting tested. And I never got tested. And I actually accidentally got pregnant again, like 9 months later, whoopsies, with my third kid. And of course, expected the gestational, did the whole thing. It was the toughest one yet. I had to exercise until I literally, the day before I popped, I was exercising every single day, no breaks, because it was that hard to keep my blood sugar under control, just to even keep it somewhat in range. Like having that fasting or meals was vital. So I exercised every single day. I ate only meat and vegetables and like no carbs whatsoever. Right. Absolutely none.
How do you measure blood sugar? The first time they must give you a meter, right? But does the second time get you to a CGM or the third time?
Well, I think because even though it was only 6 years ago, a lot of things have changed in the medical area for CGMs and devices and things like that. Yeah. So when I had my first one, it was still a little old school, I think, and it was all finger pokes, and that was it. So, which is kind of frustrating because I wonder if I had CGM, like they could have seen that I was doing a lot better, because all they see is those spikes and the fasting, and like they didn't see anything in between, which I think could have shown a lot better.
Might have helped something. Yeah,
probably. Fine. Then the third one, it was closer to the end. I got a Libre, and that was the best thing in the entire world. It helped so much.
Sure,
it was incredible, and I was so spoiled. I was like, if I ever have to have any more babies, I'm getting the CGM. And that was when I thought I still had whatever type. I don't know. Whatever that was.
What did you think by then? Like, you're 3 pregnancies into this. It's happened to you each time, right? In between, you don't know what's happening because you're kind of not looking on purpose. Also, speaking of kind of not looking on purpose, does that third baby, like, what do you mean you got pregnant by mistake? What does that mean?
Well, it means I really love my husband, Scott.
Okay.
I just love him so much. Well, actually, so I hadn't gotten my period back yet. And you ovulate, before you have your period. And I'm going to say it was the Lord. The Lord just...
Rachel, when he makes that face, you can just kind of push with your hands, just...
That's not fun. It's more fun, Anyway, okay, Scott, you're going to really love this. I'm pregnant again.
Of course you are.
I'm pregnant right now as we speak.
How pregnant are you?
Only 6 weeks, but I did get the Bible, Pregnancy with Type 1 Diabetes by Ginger Vieira and Jennifer C. Smith. I have it right next to me.
Awesome.
So we're reading that. Thank you, Jenny. If you're listening, which you're probably not, but thank you.
Hey,
love you.
She listens sometimes. All right, hold on a second. So during the third pregnancy, are you seeing numbers that are different than before? Or are they pretty consistent with the other pregnancies?
Oh no, I think it was, I don't want to say it was different, but I was working a lot harder.
Okay.
I had to work a lot harder. And I had the CGM, and that, as you know, it's like incredible device. So that helped so much. It's funny, my midwife, she was really cool. She was like, hey, wake up set your alarm for like 3 a.m. Take those good numbers. If there's fasting at 3 a.m. and it's good number, take that. Because I really wanted a home birth, and you have to be at a certain range.
Yeah. Your third pregnancy, this is happening again. Is your expectation that you have a larger medical issue, or just that you're a person who gets gestational diabetes? Today's episode is brought to you by Omnipod. We talk a lot about ways to lower your A1C on this podcast. Did you know that the Omnipod 5 was shown to lower A1C? That's right. Omnipod 5 is a tube-free automated insulin delivery system, and it was shown to significantly improve A1C and time in range for people with type 1 diabetes when they switched from daily injections. My daughter is about to turn 21 years old, and she has been wearing an Omnipod every day since she was 4. It has been a friend to our family, and I think it could be a friend to yours. If you're ready to try Omnipod 5 for yourself or your family, use my link now to get started. Omnipod.com/juicebox. Get that free Omnipod 5 starter kit today. Terms and conditions apply. Eligibility may vary. Full terms and conditions can be found at omnipod.com/juicebox.
I thought I was just a person that got gestational diabetes because I didn't want to look in between. I know I needed to look in between, but honestly, the diabetes during pregnancy was so stressful and so difficult. As we know why now. Was closing my eyes to it and just think, I'm just a person that gets gestational, blah, 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 being stupid, of course.
You believe there was a bigger issue, but you didn't have the nerve to look into it.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
So then what's the issue? Well, I mean, listen, I'm not calling you out. You're telling a good story. We all hear it.
Yeah.
What's the expectation that you would find if you looked?
Crap.
You just thought you'd get bad news.
I thought I would get bad news.
Wait,
yeah.
You didn't Google it or ask a friend or anything?
No.
Okay.
I knew, and I just didn't want to know.
Okay. All right, I hear you. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. How does the third birth go?
So everything went great, beautifully, perfect. Yeah, it was great. So that was my second home birth. It was wonderful. It actually was kind of fun, but that's besides the point.
Last question. Do you buy your own pool because you figure I got to stop renting these? I'm going to be using this a lot.
Honestly, Scott, I just lay down like a cow and just let the baby come out.
Wait, on your hands and knees?
No, just lay down. I just get my Squishmallows, put a pillow over my head and have a baby.
I have to tell you, there's a type 1 who's also a doula who I must have followed me on Instagram at some point. And I liked a couple of her posts, and now I get a lot of them. And you can, it's not really handy for me because I will never have a baby. And I think Kelly is pretty past that.
I was going to say, Kelly's probably a little bit done with that.
She's a little too ripe, going back to the Bowls for Banana episode. And so she's got little brown spots on her now. She can't have any more babies.
I hope she doesn't listen to these, right? She's not going to hear this.
No, I don't even think she knows I do this. I get her in my feed sometimes, right? And basically, I have an Instagram feed of people who follow me and people with diabetes. I don't pretty much use Instagram for anything else. I've learned through this that you can have a baby in a number of different positions that I did not expect.
You can.
Yeah. I see people on their hands and knees. I see people half standing in a chair, squatting. There's all kinds of, is it just whatever's comfortable for you? What puts you in the best comfort position, you think?
For me, yeah, but some people, it just depends on the baby too. What's the baby up to? If they need a little bit of help, then a different position might help the baby come out.
A little gravity, maybe throw some gravity on the whole thing.
Exactly, yeah, okay. That's right. And it also the biggest thing too is being relaxed. And I know that's hard to
relax.
To imagine when you're in labor, but yeah, the biggest thing is being relaxed because That's how my mom taught me how to give birth. So it's I know it's kind of funny. It's called the Bradley method, but basically you just are relaxing your body head to toe. And that's kind of what you're thinking about as you're going through labor. You're just like going up your body. Like, are my toes relaxed? Are my eyebrows relaxed? Is my arms, my fingers, everything relaxed?
Yeah.
And that just gets the baby right out. Just slides right out.
Nice. Kind of like an awake meditation almost.
It's probably, I haven't looked into it much, but it sounds similar to hypnobirthing. I imagine that's what it's like. You're kind of just like meditating almost and just like, yeah, it's cool. I actually almost fell asleep at the end of my last one. I was about to fall asleep, and then the midwife was like, hey, he was about to come out. I was like, dang it, I was about to fall asleep, girl.
That would be a baller move to fall asleep like that. Just be like, I'll just nappy through this.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's hard work.
I feel like a king when I fall asleep during like a root canal or something like that. I'm like, I'm so unbothered by this. I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah, that's incredible. Love that for you.
Thank you. How big were the babies? Like, were they reasonably sized? Were they larger than you were hoping?
This might not be interesting to you, but I think it's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
My first one, so I didn't start, I didn't know until I was in the third trimester that I had, in air quotes again, gestational. So she was 6 pounds, 6 ounces. And then my second, I started taking care of that a little sooner, probably more towards the middle of the second trimester, maybe the second trimester-ish. And he was like 6 pounds, 3 ounces maybe. Mm-hmm. But this last one, which is really interesting because I worked my butt off, like I said, literally every day, he was 5 pounds.
Are these full term, all of them?
Full term. Well, I had my babies a little early. I cook them fast, about 37 weeks. My longest one was 38 weeks. So they just come right out. Yeah, they just come on right out.
But they come out when Jesus wants. So it's not like you're not getting, what's the word, where they make you go sooner.
No. I never have gotten induced.
Okay. Yeah.
They just, my water broke and just
and
went
that's
in.
that. And how about did your mom have small kids?
Not super big. I think like her biggest one probably was 8 pounds or something.
But larger than yours though.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But she's a bigger woman. She's like decently tall. So.
Okay. All right. I hear it. Do you know how big your husband was when he came out?
I don't know, but my husband is he's like 5'9", so he's a little on the shorter side.
Okay. All right. This is interesting. Okay. So third one zips out. Is this when you talk yourself into checking your blood sugar and talking to a doctor again?
Yes, because I knew it was. Yeah, I knew I needed to take care of it. It was very obvious, especially because if you have gestational diabetes, after you give birth, your blood sugar should go right back to normal. Essentially, a couple hours after, at the very most. Yeah. Maybe a week, but I think I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me. And I had again, a reminder: labor is really hard work. But I ate an entire chicken bake in one sitting, and that my blood sugar, it was funny. My alarm, like 30 minutes later, was like, bah! And I was like, oh shoot, that's not a good sign. It was like 300 or 200 or something, and I was like, we'll just ignore that. Let's just turn that off. We don't need to worry about that right now. I'm taking care of a baby.
What pushed you to do it though? Like, what pushed you to go ask?
Oh, I don't know. I just knew I needed to. It was just like. It'd been, like you said, 3 times, and I just knew my blood sugar wasn't getting better after the birth. Like, I think I checked it a week or 2 after as well, and it was still elevated. So I just knew I needed to.
Okay. And you're 26 years old?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've had 3 kids, 1 on the way. By the time you're 27, you'll have had 4 kids.
Yes, sir.
Are we done
good,
then?
Right?
That's pretty, listen, it's very efficient.
Thank you. I have tried. Like, I was like, sir, we need to get on this. He had me take like a 3-year break between the first 2. And I was like, I don't know about this man.
He's probably trying to save money, don't you think?
Yeah, he's way smarter than me. He's like actually financially responsible and like.
Maybe we ought to try to figure out how to pay for these kids.
That is a good point.
Of
okay.
course.
But listen, the biological clock is a real thing. And also, I'm a diabetic, so I need to get these babies out because it ain't gonna get easier.
How many more do we need?
Okay, listen. Honestly, if we have any more, my husband might go get the milk one day and not come back. Yeah. So I don't think he's threatening to get snipped.
So 4 is our number.
That's what he says.
Okay.
And I'm just saying, I'm leaving my heart open for if the Lord wants to bless us. So, okay. But he's maybe not leaving his self open.
No. It sounds like he's going to. He's gonna take a rock and smash his penis. Is what it sounds like he's gonna do.
He might actually.
Yeah.
He might She's like, I don't need this anymore.
It's enough of this. You go to a doctor? Do you go to an urgent care? How do you get your whole thing going?
Oh, Scott, I hate this. This is the worst part of the story because it drives me insane. I want to beat my head against the wall. Okay, so very classic type 2 story. This is where the classic part comes in. Okay, 3 months postpartum. I go to the doctor and be like, sir, I have problems. Please test my body. And they do testing and they're like, yeah, stuff is elevated. And I was like, okay, I'll try and eat better, exercise better, blah, 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 blah. So I do that. Things look a little bit better, as I think I went in at 5.8 maybe. Yeah. And then I think I got it. I think I might have got it down a teensy bit. So I thought, okay, maybe this is working. And then at the holidays, it went all to poop. This is when I believe my pancreas said, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done with you. Holidays, absolute poop. And I went into the doctor like twice in that time and being like, I don't understand what's going on. I do not eat McDonald's every day. I don't sit on my butt all day long. I exercise. I eat well. I just don't understand. Like, I'm trying so hard to take care of myself and I don't get this. And so I'm like literally crying because surely my blood sugar is insane and my hormones are going crazy. And so they put me, this makes me so mad. Instead of just testing my stinking antibodies, like a normal person should, like a doctor should immediately do, they give me metformin. Oh, okay. So annoyed. Well, it's like, bro.
Don't you think that makes sense, though, for what they were seeing, or no?
No, because if somebody is fairly young, listen, they had also tested my blood. My thyroid was a little off. My vitamin D was a little off. Mm-hmm. My blood sugars were insane. I'm young. I'm healthy. Generally, besides that, I have a good weight. Scott, you could have looked at me and told me I had diabetes. Okay. You are not, I know you're not a doctor, but you could have looked at me. A person that has had diabetes for a single year, such as myself, 10 months, I could have looked at me and I could have said, you have diabetes.
A little bit of hindsight. You can see what they didn't see.
And I'm not a doctor. Like, this is what drives me insane. Every podcast you talk about this, I'm like, you are so right. Because why can somebody who's had diabetes for like 2 seconds see type 1 diabetes and a doctor who's been doing doctor stuff for a while not see it? And it's like a common disease.
Is this the same doctor that said what did he say about the sugar?
The sugar monster. No, yeah, that's
different. Not the sugar. Is it the same area? Like
no, I'm in Arizona. That was in Washington.
Okay, so there was it's not like you're in the same place.
No.
Okay. Are you paying for your health care with, like, I don't know, are you trading for vegetables, or do you, like, how are you? Is it a hospital?
This is a real doctor in my town. Okay. We live in a small town, so I don't know if that that shouldn't matter, but
yeah, I wouldn't think. Well, you would hope, I guess.
Yeah, you would hope. But yeah, so it just really frustrates me because there's all these signs. And if they had just tested my antibodies, it's not that hard to test you. You take some blood, that's antibody. It's not that hard. And I even asked for it and they did it and they never got the results back to me.
Where did you, wait, where did you find out that was the thing you could ask for? Did you finally go to the internet?
In this process, because my doctor was saying that when I had first got in, we were trying to figure out what I had, if I had type 2 or not, or whatever. I wanted to find a little bit of support. So I went on Facebook and it was like, hey, any other moms with diabetes in this area? And so there was actually several moms who had type 1, and they thankfully welcomed me into their arms. We had like a little Facebook chat. And one of the moms, she's, I don't know, probably 30 something. And she got diagnosed, I think it was 5 or 6 years ago. And also they thought she had type 2. Mm-hmm. And she's like, hey, girl, you should just get your antibodies tested. And get this, Scott. You know what I said to her? I said, wouldn't I be suffering more if I had type 1 diabetes?
She didn't know about LADA, huh?
Nah, probably not. Well, I don't know if she knew about, but she had it. So
yeah, maybe. Who knows, right? Yeah. And so why did you think that?
I don't know.
What was your back then, before you knew, feeling about like, oh no, if I had type 1, I'd be somehow worse off?
Well, it's that stigma. Like, it's kids. It's always kids that get type 1. You never hear about adults. And so and they're like on their deathbed and they're like sick and like, and
that's how they get diagnosed.
Right, exactly.
So
and
that you knew about.
Leading up to it, because LADA is so slow. And I think that's what I've had this whole time, obviously. Even when I was 18, I think that was in the first or second stage. So it's just been slowly going. And, probably each pregnancy, my pancreas has been like, help me, And yeah, here I just died. And so I was doing okay. I was feeling fine until they put me on the metformin. And the metformin, since it's meant for type 2, it supposedly can really mess up a type 1. And it messed me up so bad. I was so sick. Like I was like 125 and I was down to 100 pounds when I was admitted. And I could barely move. I could barely get up every day. I was so tired.
I'll stop you there, Rachel. I don't think that's the metformin. I think that's your pancreas doing less and less work, because there are plenty of type 1s that take metformin for insulin resistance. So there are some people that take metformin prophylactically for reasons that I don't even know are real. I'm not sure if they're even real or not. So that's a fairly well tolerated drug. I think you were just slipping further and further, closer and closer to probably, you're probably working your way very slowly towards DKA is what I would expect.
I hear you on that.
Yeah.
My theory is just that since I've heard that metformin can mess up a type 1, my theory is that before I got in that metformin, I felt okay. Like I was fine. And then like immediately when I got on it is when I started feeling really, really sick. And like I couldn't eat.
I was going to say, did it mess with your stomach and you weren't able to eat?
Yeah, I couldn't eat. And it was frustrating because like all I could tolerate was like toast. And I was like, this is not helping me with my diabetes because all I can eat is toast or nothing.
Got it. I take that back then. Then that makes sense that way. I misunderstood you, I get the thing. But go ahead. And
you're probably right. I think I've heard some type 1s use it. So maybe it's different people, but I think it just messed with me. Maybe you're right. So sorry. I just get really passionate about it because I'm really passionate about diabetes. That's why I asked to do the interview with you when you said there was an opening, because I just love to talk about diabetes. I love to help. Like if I can help people, I want to help them. Like even when I got pregnant the first time after I had my daughter, I didn't feel like I had gotten the help I needed. I have always had in mind someday that I would get involved with helping moms with type 1 or with gestational or whatever, just diabetes. Like I want to help other people with diabetes because I didn't feel like I got the help.
I want to tell you, I think in general, you seem passionate about a lot of different things.
Oh, like what? Like my husband?
About being a mom, about your husband. You've said more nice things about your husband in the last 45 minutes than my wife said about me my entire life. I mean, having babies, being a mom, right? Like
I love,
yeah. You seem like aggressively passionate about a number of different things.
When you say the word aggressively passionate, that doesn't give me good energy, but I think you have good energy behind it, so I'll take it.
No, I mean it that way. I mean, like you really feel like positive.
Yes, I am very passionate about that. Yeah. I love my family. I love my kids. I love being a mother. I go to bed every night. Thank God that I have these beautiful kids. And I know, sorry, it's not super religious podcast or anything like that, but I do feel like the Lord blessed me in not getting that type 1 right away, like having that ladder, that I was able to have these 3 beautiful kids first and have the home births and everything. And here we are now with this 4th one. And this is going to be a whole new adventure. It's going to be hard, but if I am going to help people in the future, this is going to really add to that experience too, and be able to help more moms. Like I love what Jenny does. I feel like she's really an inspiration, and you're an inspiration too. And you guys, that's why I love the podcast, because it's like what I want to do some days is help people. I love it.
That's
it's
lovely.
Fantastic.
You don't have to apologize for telling me about your religion. That's okay. Yeah, listen, I interviewed Noah Gray recently. He talked about it every 18 seconds. I thought it was him sharing his story. Same thing. I think about you or anybody else. Have I ever come across in the podcast like I didn't want somebody to talk about their religion?
No, I just don't want to. I just want to make sure that you're comfortable to post this and it's not going to step on anybody's toes.
Yeah, no, okay, I'm comfortable with it. I've said in the past, and I know you haven't been listening that long, maybe you haven't gotten to it yet, is that I used to be, like a number of years ago, I was perplexed by how many deeply religious people like the podcast, because I'm not a religious person. I'm outwardly honest about that. I always just wondered, like, what is the vibe about, like, because I'm like, something about the podcast is attractive to people who have like really like firmly held religious beliefs. And I've always been like, not confused by it. I think it's lovely. I don't understand it.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. I thought they wouldn't like me, is what I was saying.
I think you're great. You're really funny, and it's fantastic. I love listening to you, and you're just here to help people tell your experiences and everything. I think it's great.
I stopped wondering about it a while ago.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I won't talk about it anymore.
Yeah. Also, I'm huge in the Mormon community. Hey, Mormons, what's up?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, LDS. What's going on? They love me out there.
Love that.
And I take that. Why they won't have me out for a talk, I don't know. I've never been approached. Actually, that's not fair. I now know that there's somebody listening right now who's like, I've asked you to come out here and speak.
Oh, no. You're going to get emails now. Your inbox is filling up as we speak.
What I meant was you put an event together and then I come to it. Not that I have to come and make the event. I don't have that kind of juice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not fair. I actually made the cruise happen. I guess I could. Maybe I don't have that kind of energy, maybe, is what we're talking about. I don't have infrastructure is what I don't have, Rachel. If there was
a cruise is pretty cool. Like that's
was
a little
cool,
bit different.
But I didn't do the grunt work on that. Somebody else did. Suzanne did that. Like, I guess if somebody could like set up a bunch of like in-person meetings, I'd show up and do a business. Like I'd do a thing, a talk.
What you need is an unpaid intern to do all the legwork.
Hey.
Is what I'm hearing.
Actually, now the people who are listening to help with the Facebook group and other stuff are laughing. Are like, I am an unpaid intern. Thanks. No, I think I'm at the edge of my ability to add more stuff to my day.
Oh, yeah. I can't imagine how busy you are. Yeah.
I think I could do other stuff if I wasn't doing a lot of the back end stuff. But I don't think that a podcast about type 1 diabetes is ever going to get to the size where it supports a staff of paid people. You know what I mean? Like the editor is an expense, but I can swing that. But if you told me like I had to hire Rachel and like give her, benefits and stuff, I'd be like, I don't make that kind of money. So it's all right. It's okay.
The benefits that we would get from you is like Juicebox from Costco.
Yeah, but if you worked for me, you'd also expect medical benefits and other stuff like that.
Honestly, apple juice should be a medical benefit at this point.
It should be, right? I've made that argument a couple of times, like accountants and people like that. I'm like, why can't we write off like our cell phones? And then I think I finally have done that. I finally found somebody who was like, look, that's a medical device. I was like, yeah, right on. Like you just write off the cost of it, which is to say it's really, the truth is you don't really save much. But, I think stuff like that counts. Like if the CGM is on there and the pump's on there, then there's an argument to be made that I wouldn't need a phone if it wasn't for this. So I don't know. I'm getting into tax code now, which is another thing I don't know anything about. Okay. So where are we at? Baby, metformin.
Go ahead.
Wait, when do you figure out it's not type 2?
Oh, okay. Anyway, so basically I'm struggling a bunch. I can't even get up from a diaper change without using all my mental willpower. So I go back to the doctor and I say, I need to get off of this medication because this is making me really, really sick. Because I thought this whole time, I was on it for 3 weeks, I think. And I thought the whole time it was the medication that was making me that sick. So I'm apparently really dumb. And so they had me come in. I think he did a blood test. So then I go home and the next day he calls me and he's like, you need to go to the hospital. I think you're in DK. And I was like, okay. And he's like, that's where your blood is turning acidic. And I'm like, oh, okay. That sounds scary. And so I go to the hospital. And so I get admitted and all that fun stuff like that. And the whole time, too, nobody wanted to test me for type 1 diabetes. The whole time. I was like thinking, well, I think I just got diagnosed with type 2. And they're like, okay, just accepting that. So it's all over my charts, too. And I'm like, that's dumb. But yeah, the whole time they're like giving me an insulin drip. They think I'm type 2 still. And went to the ICU, was there like overnight, and then went to a regular room. And they were going to discharge me, thinking, again, as a type 2, only having me take home Lantus. The doctor wanted the nurse to show me how to use a syringe to do it. And she's like, hey, I'm not really comfortable with this. I feel like you need to see the diabetic educator. And the doctor was just going to discharge me. But the nurse is like, no, I think you really need to see the diabetic educator and stuff. So the nurse, I'm going to say the nurse saved my life, basically. And it helped me not get back into the hospital again by making sure I saw a diabetic educator and got that help from her. So I stayed for like a whole nother day to wait to see the diabetic educator. And they brought her in. She talked to me for like an hour and a half. Just like, this lady was incredible. Like, so much information, just information dumped everything. And she looked at me and she was like, you are 99% a type 1 diabetic. I can almost guarantee it. Like, if you're type 2, I would be very surprised. There's a small chance, but she looked at me and she's like, you're type 1. Yeah. And I just like cried because it just made sense. And I didn't understand because this whole time I've worked really hard and I tried my best. And then for her to tell me that, was a relief in a way because it wasn't my fault. And I'm so sorry to any type 2. I don't want to say it's your fault because sometimes it's not. But like, I had that in my mind this whole time because of the way I thought maybe it was the way I had eaten when I was younger. Like, it's my fault. And I just couldn't get that out of my head. So when she told me that, it was such a relief. It wasn't my fault.
Yeah. I would think not just that too, but all the effort you were putting into eating and exercising and everything like that probably felt like you were failing at that as well. And now you see that really wasn't, going to take care of things.
Yeah, it wasn't my fault,
How long does a relief last? And when does it turn into, oh, crap, I have type 1 diabetes?
I think in a way it still is a relief because it's everybody's going to kill me if I say this. But honestly, Scott, this is easier in a way than having type 2 and not having the medication. Because I was during my pregnancies, after my pregnancies, I was trying so hard. I worked so hard. And that was so tiring mentally, physically, emotionally. And now I have the right medicine I need and I feel good and I can exercise. I can eat pizza. I can have cake. Like, I can do these things and not feel guilty. I can live my life and not feel guilty. I can eat and not feel guilty. Sometimes it's getting a little bit harder now. I think, the relief maybe is wearing off a little bit, but right now it's just life. And I just feel blessed that I'm alive because sometimes I think, wow, I should be dead. If this were 100+ years ago, I would be dead. By these kids, my husband wouldn't have me anymore. Like,
I was wondering what he did just for the night you were in the ICU with those 3 kids.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know where they were. It's really sad. It was my son's first birthday. It was really sad. Yeah, the day I went in.
Are you a stay-at-home mom or do you work?
I am a stay-at-home mom. Praise Jesus.
Well, no, I mean, like, because that's what I was trying to say is like, he might not have a whole lot of experience with those 3 small kids, right?
Maybe. My mom probably I think my mom took care of them. He was with me most of the time.
You think your mom took care of him?
Yeah, she's really great. She lives 3 minutes away. I hang out with her all the time.
Okay. All right. So his job is just basically to get you pregnant and pay for stuff.
100%. I call it smash and dash.
Do you really call it that?
I do. I've told my friends about that. I have another friend whose husband is only home on the weekends, and he as well does the smash and dash. Classic smash and dash.
The classic smash and dash.
No, I think everybody knows how much I love my husband. I'm very open about that.
You think your mom thinks you've had sex 4 times and each time you've gotten pregnant?
No. My mom would never think that.
Okay.
She's special. She's real special. She's more open about sex than anybody in my entire life.
Well, she's got, like you said, it's a blended family, but how many kids did your mom have?
She has 6.
Okay, and she found a guy with 4.
Yeah, my dad had 4 before they got married.
Oh, you're her. I see. Your father had 4 before he met your mom.
Mm-hmm. And my mom had 1, and then they got together and they had us.
And they made
5.
more. I got you.
Yeah.
Did they have pets when they got together?
Oh, I don't know, but they had pets when I was growing up.
My God, where do people get the energy?
I don't know.
And the money. I don't understand the energy and the money. While you're talking, none of it makes sense to me.
Listen, Scott, like you said, you're not religious, but it's got to be the Lord. That's all I can say. That's the only explanation we have in this world.
Yeah, I don't know. I have another explanation, but
bank robbery.
I don't know. I don't know what you're doing over there. Okay. All right. So trying to put my head around it. So you have Lada, but they give you insulin. They give you Lantus at first. And then she helps you by hooking you up with the educator who says like, hey, that was all wrong. Gets you go in the right direction. Do you leave with fast acting insulin with a better understanding? Like, how do you launch into the world? And again, this is 10 months ago, right?
Oh, yes, it was. Yeah.
Okay.
So really great. She made them get me the antibody test, and because they didn't do that, the whole entire hospital did not run an antibody test. And then she got me that fast acting and the Lantus. So I was on Novolog and Lantus, did MDI for a while. I think I got my CGM pretty much right away, and then the pump probably like 3 months after. So I'm on Omnipod and Dex.
Okay. How long did they keep you in the hospital then?
3 days, 2 days.
Okay. So you left with some training, not a ton.
Yeah, literally that hour and a half with the educator was all I got. And the rest of it was from your podcast I'm not even kidding you.
Really?
And I'm not even kidding you. My A1C, last time I got it was 5.5 and I was admitted at a 13.
My goodness. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
You think you're honeymooning or do you think that's, or not?
I don't even know if I had a honeymoon. I don't know what's a Lada. Like it punched in, it punched out. I think that's what happened.
So you think the slow progression is going all the way back till you're 18 till 10 months ago, but 10 months ago you were like full blown, let's go type 1.
I think so. And if there was a honeymoon, it was possibly for like 2 seconds. And yeah, I don't think so anymore.
Okay.
Because everything's really consistent and we don't have a lot of ups and downs.
I see.
So.
I see. Okay. Listen, this is apropos of nothing, but you seem to have a lot of answers. Do you think I should get Botox? I have some wrinkles around my eyes and on my forehead. And I was looking the other day and I thought, could I get rid of these? Botox didn't occur to me. But then I was in a restaurant Saturday night and we were joking around. My wife and I were talking to, actually, I was diagnosing someone with a thyroid issue, my waitress, which, by the way, I was right about. And as soon as I brought it up, she was like, I've been wondering that about myself too. I was like, So I got her all set up with how to take care of that. And we were joking around about something. I think she looks younger than she is or something, or I forget what the vibe was. And I said, I don't know. I look at my wrinkles. I'm thinking of getting Botox. And she goes, I do it. And I was like, wait, what? She's like really young. And I was like, what do you mean you do it? She goes, well, I have a family member who does it, so I don't really pay the whole cost.
Oh my gosh.
I do it prophylactically. She didn't use that word, but that's what she meant. She meant, like, by the way, prophylactic can mean to stop something from happening. I know you would have no idea about this. It's also could mean a condom. It's another thing I don't think you've ever seen in your life.
That's what I thought it was, but you're right. I have there is like a bag of condoms that are untouched in this house. So.
Oh, I bet they're dry rotted somewhere.
Probably. They're expired, certainly.
And she's like, it would really work. And I thought, oh, would I do that? And then I thought, maybe I would. What do you think?
If you can't afford to hire a staff, can you afford Botox?
I don't know what it costs. That's the one thing she didn't know. I asked her, I was like, well, what's it cost? She's like, I don't really know. I don't pay the real price. And I was like, oh, okay.
Did she tell you what the not real price was? Because that might give you a good idea.
No, it sounded like her aunt does it for her. I thought of just saying to her, I was like, why don't you just get your aunt to help me out a little bit? I just helped you with your thyroid thing.
Yeah, right.
But I didn't say that. Why don't we find out just very quickly before we get back to your story?
Yeah, please look it up. This is really, really important.
I think
you really need to look at this right now.
Right around my eyes and my forehead. How much?
I am looking at a picture of you right now, and I'm not going to say anything else.
Yeah, I look old.
I don't say old, but you do look like you have had some time in this world.
I've been in the sun, right? How much is what we just call it, Botox for my forehead?
I wonder if insurance would touch that at all.
Around my eyes. Can you imagine if I was like, listen, I have a podcast, so this is a medical thing.
Okay. You could maybe go to a dermatologist. Maybe it'll be covered if you could do it under that.
Well, hold on. Botox is often priced per unit, typically at the range of $10 to $20 or more per unit in the U.S. A session treating your forehead might require 10 to 30 units or more.
Ooh.
Okay.
Imagine if that were in insulin, 10 to 30 units to the forehead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you would definitely get low from that. There are areas around your eyes like crow's feet that could take 10 to 24 units. So what I'm hearing here is I might need somewhere between 20 and 55 units, depending on my anatomy and my goals. For the forehead, you might expect the cost to be somewhere between $100 and $600. Well, for the areas around the eyes, $150 to $400. If I treat them, okay, well, how long does it last for? Typical timeline. Results appear within 3 to 7 days. I could look younger in 7 days. Full effects around 2 weeks. Peak effectiveness 2 to 8 weeks. Fading 3 months. 3 months.
Wow.
I'm looking at $3,000 a year to keep my face smooth.
That's what I'm telling you. No,
afford that.
Pay the intern instead. Pay the intern.
I'm 54 now. If I live 20 more years, you're telling me that $60,000 in Botox? I can't do it. All right. I guess I'll just look like this. Now, by the way,
there goes your retirement.
Now, if next year I show up at some event and people are like, where are all your wrinkles? They'll be like, that guy, he spent that money on that Botox.
He spent his retirement on Botox.
I wonder if I could get like an advertiser to pay for it.
Ooh.
Hey, Omnipod, do you want to pay for my Botox? I'll look younger at events when I'm there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, prettier people sell things, right?
No, Tandem had me to Friends for Diabetes. Wouldn't you like me to look younger next year at Friends for Diabetes, Tandem?
Just like the people, like they'll come into the doctor's office, they drop off the samples. So there's your argument. I need to look like the sample people.
I have to say, as much as I would like it to just last forever if I'm paying for it, the other side of me thinks like, I'm glad it wouldn't last forever because what if I didn't like it? You know what I mean?
True.
Like, at least it would go away.
What if Kelly likes it, though?
Kelly.
She's kind of your sugar mama, right? She'll pay for it.
I don't think she looks me in the eye. How would she see my eyes? She's so tired. That girl works so hard. You have no idea.
Oh.
Yeah. Just seriously, I don't talk about it enough. It's quite a feat how much she works, actually. Very good at her job. Very type A. Tough job. She really digs deep. Does a good job for people. So.
Does she still work with the pharmaceutical company? Because I'm way back.
Yeah, no, she does drug safety. Yeah, she's the one who tries to make sure that the stuff is safe and effective and that reporting is done correctly and all the stuff you hope somebody's doing at a pharmaceutical company. So.
Oh, I thank her for her service then, because, we need that stuff.
She hustles. She really does. Okay, now that we've gotten past my Botox, which is not, I mean, is it going to happen? What if could I just do one eye? Couldn't that be crazy if I got no wrinkles on one side? I was like, let me just see what this is like.
You'll be like the truck drivers, how one side of their face is like totally wrinkled and then the other side is nice.
Oh, I do know that.
Yeah.
Well, they probably get off cheaper when they do Botox then.
That's hilarious.
Don't you think truck drivers get cheaper Botox?
PSA to all the truck drivers out there. Half price Botox.
Yeah, but what should they do? Like maybe get a sunshade, you think?
I have no idea. I don't know.
They should do something.
I don't know if anyone, maybe just slather sunscreen on one side every morning.
Mine is from the baseball and softball fields, which, is awesome because neither of my kids play baseball or softball anymore. And I still look like I've been outside my whole life. Also, I probably could have worn a hat or, done something.
That's okay. You had other stuff on your mind.
I was thinking about all that stuff.
I mean, that's crazy. With trying to exercise and diabetes is stupid.
How are you going to do this with your kids? They're so close in age. What if they want to play soccer or something? How are you even going to do that?
Oh, I don't know.
Seriously, you're not going to be able to. You have to buy one of those t-shirt cannons and just shoot them towards the different fields because you won't have time to run them to each one of them. It's going to be a problem for you. Maybe just release them into the park and tell them to run in the general direction of where their practice is.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Do you enjoy the sports or do you think your kids won't do that?
I hope they don't. I don't want to do any sports. I don't like sports.
You didn't sports at all as a child?
No, I wanted to. But again, I'm the big family. Didn't really have money. My brothers did football, though. Hello. Prioritize the sons.
I see what happens there. Yeah. Calling you out right there. How about that?
I called them out. I was like, you guys. No, I'm kidding.
How about that boy that you let marry you? Did he like sports?
He likes basketball, but he's actually a jiu-jitsu instructor. He's really awesome. And my daughter does jiu-jitsu too. So we're going to raise them up in the martial arts. And so nice. Hopefully it'll just be one dojo and it'll be a lot easier.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's nice. Plus he can show them and he'll know a little bit about it. We're going to finish up with why your husband's so awesome right after we finish up with your diabetes. These are our last two topics right now. So today, are you using a pump or are you still MDI?
I am using a pump.
No, you said Omnipod.
Yeah, I'm on the Omnipod. And I thought you might be interested to know, I'm actually using manual mode. I was in automated, but it was driving me nuts. So I switched to manual because I think I'm a little bit of a control freak.
No, stop. Sorry, that was a joke because you're making all these babies. It feels like you are trying to control things, is what I say.
Oh, no. Dang, that's rough. Ooh, that's going to take some reflection. I'm going to have to think about it.
Well, do that on your own time.
Okay. You did the Botox on our time here, so I don't know.
It's my podcast. If you want to talk about your thing, make your own damn podcast. Invite me on and then tell me I would like to reflect and I'll sit and listen.
I actually had a mini short podcast I was sending only to my brothers and sisters. I believe it was Jesus and titties, because type 1 diabetes, titties. So I would do my Bible devotions and then I would talk to them about that and then talk to them about sometimes diabetes on the treadmill. So sometimes Jesus and titties on the treadmill.
Wait, I don't understand. And now you're going to make me say titties, but titties is the diabetes?
Think about it. T1D, titties.
Am I understanding this right? In your mini podcast that you were only sharing with your siblings, that's what you had?
Yes.
Boy, I'll tell you what, look out for my brothers. I'm going to start recording audio and sending it to you. They're like, oh my God, don't do that. So you didn't actually talk about breast in the podcast?
There could have been, but probably not.
You could have been. Did you breastfeed those 3 kids?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no kidding. You do the 4th one too?
Oh, I will be.
And what about when you trick that boy into 5th one? Do you think he'll do it with that one too?
Of course.
Of course.
Maybe the 8th one as well.
I swear to God, if you only have 4 kids, I'll eat my hat. There's no way that's going to happen.
Gosh. If I have more than 4 kids, I don't know. My husband, I don't know.
You really think he could revolt?
He might.
Yeah.
He really might. He might take away my wiener rights. We'll say that.
He might have to get you into a throuple, so somebody else has to pay for some of this.
No, Scott, don't say that.
Oh,
we're about the Lord over here. No throuples.
You just said wiener rights.
So the Lord made sex, my guy.
You don't think he made throuples?
No.
All right. Well,
That's not biblical. That is not biblical.
You've drawn your line. I understand.
Yeah.
So wait, so you're using Omnipod 5 in manual. My transitions are apoplectic at this point, but I apologize
to
for that.
This podcast, we're going to have a time.
So why are you not using automated?
Well, so it has this goal, the goal is 110, and I really want to be a normal person in range because, as you know, we're not a fan of birth control over here. And when you're pregnant, you have to be in between 70 and 120. And also, I just want to live my life like that. I want to be normal and healthy as long as I can.
Okay.
So I just want to stay in that range. So I like your idea of floating in the 80s. So that's always my goal, is to float in the 80s. And I have my ranges set between 70 and 130. I have my alarm set at 120. And I'm usually between 80 to 88% in range in between that.
You're awesome at this. I taught you all this?
You did, sir. And the endocrinologist was 0% helpful. Crap. Did not go back to them. I'm not seeing them. I have my drug dealer now as my primary care doctor. So sorry, endocrinologist. I don't mean to be mean, but it's true. They were not helpful at all. They told me not to correct. Okay.
Oh, just stay
Get
higher?
out of here.
They want to just stay higher?
Yeah. Yeah. He told me not to correct. He told me to just go on a walk or drink some water. And I was like,
wait, your blood sugar's high? You should have a drink of water?
Go on a walk or drink water.
That was the endo?
That was the endocrinologist.
Okay. All right.
So I don't see them anymore. As you can.
Thank God for me.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if I meant that?
I don't have an endocrinologist because I feel comfortable taking care of myself because of your podcast.
Well, I'm genuinely happy about that. I know we've been joking around a lot, but I really do appreciate that, knowing that, and I'm glad that you feel that way and you're having those outcomes. That's really awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. And I mean, that's again why I wanted to come on here and tell people, and I hope they hear this because this podcast has changed my life, has helped me so much. It's been a valuable resource, and I tell everybody I know. I've told all the diabetics that I know about it, and one little lady who's been I just met at the gym, has been a diabetic since she was 15, and she just started listening to your podcast and has already helped her some. And so I just feel like this has been so helpful, and I am so thankful. So,
thank
you.
That almost made me cry.
It's true. It's good.
That's lovely.
I tell everybody.
Oh, I'm so happy. That's really wonderful. Isn't it interesting that we have found a way to take this somehow religious, stupid, tiny bit provocative conversation and do all these things with it, and yet somehow through listening to this thing, you're having those health outcomes.
Yeah, I'm very grateful.
Oh, you're very nice. You don't have to. Are you thanking me? You don't need to thank me. What I'm saying is that this is how people learn.
Mm-hmm.
I guess what's got it in my head is that I've been compiling a list for a while, and I've got it down. It's pretty close to done. I think I'm going to float it one more time out to the listenership and make sure I haven't missed anything. But it's a list of things that people struggle with. I started off by getting a list of things that people struggle with. Then we kind of let people upvote it so you could see it's not just one person who said this thing. There's 300 people agreed that was a problem. I'm looking at that, and then I kind of reverse engineered about how to put that list into the podcast in ways that will actually help you.
Mm-hmm.
Not make it cold or not make it, clinical. People don't like that. It's not how people learn. And I think that conversational is better. It does open it up to every once in a while. Somebody says something, you're like, I wish I wouldn't have said it that way. Yeah, but I trust adults to be adults and listen through and make their own decisions and everything. And I just think that having made the podcast for this long gives me the opportunity to do stuff like that. You have to really be around this for a long time and absorb a lot of different aspects and hear 2,000 conversations from other people and watch, a Facebook group with, I don't even know what's in it anymore, 75,000 members maybe, right? And watch what's torturing them, what's working for them, what they need, and be able to kind of coalesce it all together and then put it back out in a way that is, I don't know, I think easy to absorb and understand. I was thinking about this because I have to go give a talk next week where I'm going to try to explain to people how they could be helpful to other people too. I kept coming back to the idea of how grateful I was that this thing actually became like, I'm actually, it's weird to say because I think it's obvious, but like I'm a podcaster. Like I do that professionally. And if I wasn't doing it like this with this singular focus of trying to help people, and if I was not continuing to focus on this one aspect of it, I don't think that I'd have the opportunity to continue to hear things, absorb them, put them back out again, clarify them, reclarify them, that kind of stuff like that. That just wouldn't exist. Mm-hmm. I think this is just a thing that doesn't happen in a lot of walks of life.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm just really happy that it, I mean, because to hear that you went through all the stuff that you went through, right? And 10 months ago, had a 13A1C, somebody who didn't help you, and 10 months later, would you say you're a 5'5", did you say?
Yes. And I'm coming up on another one soon, and I think going in manual mode, because I was in auto mode, I'm going in manual mode. I have high hopes that will be even lower. Because like...
You were doing a 5'5" in auto?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's awesome too. So...
Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. How did you find the time to listen to the podcast, get the information, and put it into practice when you have 3 kids and I'm assuming are cooking or having sex with all of your other time, right?
At the same time.
At the same time.
I'm kidding.
Well, I don't know if you're kidding, first of all, but that's fine. And secondly, I'm trying to say, like, I hear a lot of people online tell me I don't have time. What are the ages of your kids?
6 to a year and a half-ish.
Okay. All right. I don't think I want to hear that excuse from people anymore. You sound busy is what I'm saying.
Yes. And if it helps, I'm not to brag, but I do homeschool. So.
Well, you're homeschooling the kids on top of all that?
Yeah. My homeschooling my daughter, she's 6. My other one is 3. So he's not doing anything yet.
And you found time to like go dive into a podcast and learn about you started at the beginning, right?
I started with the Pro Tip series and then started it back at the beginning and just kind of listening here and there to what I needed. So like I'd pop back in at, how to use auto mode or whatever area I needed to go in their series. Awesome. Next one, I'm obviously going to be doing pregnancy. I got to check in on that one.
Good for you. Yeah, we have a lot of pregnancy episodes. Yeah. My last question for you. Do you have anything for me before I ask you my last question?
Oh, well, you asked how I have the time. So I just do it. I just listen while I'm doing chores or cooking. That's it. I just listen during the day as I'm doing stuff. But that doesn't need my brain. You
live in the headphones, or you have it out loud in the house?
I live in my headphones, honestly. Yeah, I just pause it if my daughter talks to me or something, or if I need to yell at somebody.
Sometimes I get yelled at because my headphones are noise canceling.
Yeah, mine are noise canceling, but my kids are louder, so it's fine.
I can still hear them. All right, so. Being serious, like, don't just be like Pollyanna. What's so special about that boy? How did you lock him down early? Like, how did you even figure out how old did you marry him at?
I married him when I was 19. We started dating when I was 18. We were friends when I was 17. Sorry.
Yeah, but how do you figure that out? Like at 18, how do you say that kid is going to come through? He's not going to flake. Like, how did you know?
I just knew he was a really good man. And I've always said this to him, and I've said it to others, that even if I didn't love him, I think I still would have married him because he's such a good man. And I know he would provide for me and take care of my family. And he's just a man of God. And he's just really a really good man.
Wow. Even if you weren't attracted to him and didn't love him, you think he'd still be the best choice?
I honestly think so, because somebody can be the most beautiful person and you can have all the feelings for them, but they can still end up being garbage. And my husband, after 8 years, is wonderful and amazing and a treasure.
No kidding. So. Good for him. How'd that happen? Like, was he raised well? Like, what do you think it was?
He's Vietnamese. His parents are, classic Asian, so they're very strict. And he always had a good work ethic that he learned from his family. And, it's always been about God, family, and working hard. And so he's just had these really great qualities that his parents have imparted on him, and that I think also have naturally been a part of his character. And I could just tell that. And I know it's really a cliche, but when you know, you know. And I knew immediately that I wanted to marry him, and he knew he wanted to marry me. And I think it's going pretty well. I mean, it's been 8 years, so that's pretty good. A lot of people don't make it that far, and we have 3 kids, and we're still in love, and we just want to spend our time together as much as we can. He actually works 2 jobs, so it's a little bit hard. He works 2 jobs so I can stay home. So I feel very blessed that he, like I said, he's a really good provider. So he works 2 jobs so I can stay home and take care of these kids and homeschool and, smash and dash, all that good stuff.
How lovely. And
he's really amazing.
Yeah, that's really nice. It's a lovely way to end this. I appreciate you telling me that. That is really terrific. I hope that the podcast continues to be valuable for you, and I really appreciate you taking the time to share this all with me. Can I ask you one last question, even though I said I wasn't going to?
Of course.
Do you think you'll have your kids tested for antibodies ever?
I have already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but my youngest is still too little, but the other 2 all clear so far.
Okay. And I never got to, is there any other autoimmune for you or in your family line on your side?
No diabetes, except my grandma has type 2, a classic again. My brother has a thyroid problem and my mom has fibromyalgia. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that has any play in it, but other than that, no diabetes, no type 1.
Okay. How were you raised? What genre are you?
What do you mean?
Do you have you're religious? What religious background are you?
Oh, it's Christian.
Just a classic vanilla Christian background.
I mean, I guess you could say vanilla, sure, but
I mean, does it lean Catholic or Baptist or something like that? I mean,
no, I don't prefer to say denominational. I don't really believe in that.
Gotcha.
But
okay.
Yeah, I would say I don't even know what all the denomination names are. I just love the Lord and I believe in the Lord, and that's where I'm at.
All right. I'll leave it there. That was awesome. Okay. Give me 1 second. Don't leave. Thank you so much for doing this. This episode of the Juicebox Podcast is sponsored by Omnipod 5. Omnipod 5 is a tube-free automated insulin delivery system that's been shown to significantly improve A1C and time in range for people with type 1 diabetes when they've switched from daily injections. Learn more and get started today at omnipod.com/juicebox. At my link, you can get a free starter kit right now. Terms and conditions apply. Eligibility may vary. Full terms and conditions can be found at omnipod.com/juicebox. A huge thanks to Cozy Earth for sponsoring this episode. Don't forget, Black Friday has come early at CozyEarth.com. Right now, you can stack my code JUICEBOX on top of their site-wide sale. This is going to give you up to 40% off in savings, and these deals are definitely not going to last. I'm talking about sheets, towels, clothing, everything they have. Get that holiday shopping going right now today. Do it. CozyEarth.com. Use the offer code JUICEBOX. The conversation you just enjoyed was brought to you by US Med. usmed.com/juicebox or call 888-721-1514. Get started today and get your supplies from US Med. As the holidays approach, I want to thank all of my good friends for coming back to the Juicebox Podcast over and over again. It means the world to me. It's the greatest gift you could give me. Thank you so very much. Unless, of course, you want to share the show with someone else, then that would be an awesome gift too, or a 5-star review. I don't know. You don't really owe me a gift, but I mean, if you're looking for something to do, subscribe and follow, tell a friend, etc. Thank you. Merry Christmas. If you're new to type 1 diabetes, begin with the Bold Beginnings series from the podcast. Don't take my word for it. Listen to what reviewers have said. Bold Beginnings is the best first step. I learned more in those episodes than anywhere else. This is when everything finally clicked. People say it takes the stress out of the early days and replaces it with clarity. They tell me this should come with the diagnosis packet that I got at the hospital. And after they listen, they recommend it to everyone who's struggling. It's straightforward, practical, and easy to listen to. Bold Beginnings gives you the basics in a way that actually makes sense. If you're looking for community around type 1 diabetes, check out the Juicebox Podcast private Facebook group, Juicebox Podcast, Type 1 Diabetes. But everybody is welcome. Type 1, Type 2, gestational, loved ones, it doesn't matter to me. If you're impacted by diabetes and you're looking for support, comfort, or community, check out Juicebox Podcast, Type 1 Diabetes on Facebook. Have a podcast? Want it to sound fantastic? WrongWayRecording.com.